Welcome back to Love and Ledger, where love meets money. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest decisions or financial decisions couples make, buying your first home.
Right. So I have a story of a lady by the name Rachel.
Yes.
Rachel and her boyfriend are looking to buy a home together. The thing though is that for Rachel, for her, she thinks she needs to buy, she shouldn't be doing more than 5% down. While a boyfriend feels, why go through the stress of paying for mortgage insurance? He is of the opinion that if they need to buy together, he's looking at putting down 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of have a clash on that, right? Based off their different philosophies. Because to Rachel, she feels putting 20% down is like wasting money.
Yeah.
The extra 50% can be used for other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
While Mike is of boyfriend is of the opinion that come on, just do it, and that way
Yeah.
you're even saving up on
You're
your
saving.
monthly
Yeah.
mortgage payments, right? So yeah, something as little as that is something that can actually spark, controversies in relationships.
Yeah.
However, in this instance, this couple are not even married, right? Which makes it even a little
Mm.
more interesting. So
Yeah. I
yeah.
think, first of all, let me just say that we've seen this happen more often than not in recent times. Like a lot of
Mhm.
people are buying properties together just because, um, like it's cheaper to do so. Like when we would buy together, the down
Mhm.
payments, that one person would have paid, now two people are paying.
Right.
So even like people that are not in romantic relationships, friends, business partners, people are coming together to buy a home.
Mm.
Canada of today, it's not like those days. Like it's really, really hard sometimes for people to qualify to buy a home.
Yeah.
So it's like, people are pulling resources together.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Rachel and her boyfriend. I think that, first of all, I just want to correct the notion that, some people think that putting 5% down or putting less than 20% down and having to pay mortgage insurance is a complete waste of money. In fact, I have a client that said, oh, like it's the penalty. I'm like, what penalty? So I just want to correct the notion that it's a waste of money. I don't really think it's a waste of money. It just depends on where you're coming from,
Right.
right? Because there's an opportunity cost of
Hmm.
you doing that. You tend to have more money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe your monthly payment may be a little higher, but you have extra money that you can put towards something else. If you're a business
Hmm.
owner, if you put that money towards an investment, it's going to yield you profits that,
Right.
you ordinarily won't have if you had put 20% down.
Yeah. That's correct.
So first of all, let's put that aside and say, yes, um, there's no one size fit all. Buying with 20% down or buying with 5% down, it's not about you wasting money. There are other things that are involved.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's you need to do what works best for you, right? If
Yes.
you're crunched for cash and all you can do is a minimum down payment, go
Yeah.
for it. If you feel you have lots of resources
Yeah.
and you don't want to go through the hassle of, having this additional payment,
Yes.
go for the 20%, right? At the
Yeah.
end of the day, you need to do what works best for you, right?
Yeah.
The other thing I think we should also, analyze would be these two unmarried couples
Yeah.
who are looking to buy together, right? What risk is in doing that,
I
right?
think somebody said that if you're a married couple and you're buying a home together, it's like performing a surgery without anesthesia.
Right.
That's what it feels like when you're buying a home together and you're not married.
Mm.
You need, first of all, to understand that this is a financial commitment
Hmm.
that it's huge, and you have to make sure that you have yourself covered.
Right.
So take, for example, you have to look at the home ownership structure. Are you going to be tenants in common, or is it going to be joint tenancy?
Hmm.
Like, despite the fact that you both are bringing different amount in, into the investment as down payment,
Hmm.
is the home ownership going to be 50-50? Like,
Mm.
what is the structure like? And if we go our separate ways today, what happens to the
Mm.
home? I think those are the major conversations before we even start to talk about, like, 5% down, 20% down. I think those are major conversations. Like, at the end of the day, if you are not married, it will boil down to like contract law. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Because you're not married in this situation. So you have to have an agreement in place. You're having that agreement in place not just because you're trying to be unromantic. You're having that agreement in place because that's the right thing to do. You want to know what happens to you or what happened to your partner or that person that you're in a relationship with if things were to go south.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Imagine not having anything in place.
Yeah.
Whosoever has the highest down payment in place can decide to say, hey, I did more of the work. I can pay you back your
Yeah.
tiny amount you brought
And I've
in.
seen people say
Right?
that severally. I'm like, you
Yeah.
just don't understand how this works. I think I've heard people, like I've had clients who are not even couples, who are people that bought a home together.
As friends, maybe.
As friends. And it's more like, oh, like I can pay you back the money that you paid, when we bought the house. I'm like, wait a minute. We're not going there.
Yeah.
Like it
Time
doesn't
value.
work.
They don't look at the time value of money,
Yes,
right?
it doesn't work
Yeah.
that way. Like people don't understand it doesn't work that way. That $50,000 that you put down 10 years ago, it's not the same today. So you cannot just say, okay, let me pay you back your $50,000, and let's just go our separate ways. I think people need to understand that things get messier if you are in a relationship and you are making an investment together when you're not married. Right? Or when you're not in Canada, we will say like there's no, like the person is not your common law partner per se. So it's just somebody that, maybe you guys just recently just found love and then you're buying a home together. In fact, I think I've seen a lot more chaos with buying a home together as, boyfriend, girlfriend, like, people in the relationship, people just found love. And what happens after.
I think with that statement you made, it doesn't mean doing that is bad.
Yes.
The only thing is that there needs to be some sort of
caution,
and that caution in this instance
and
is
a lot
an
of
agreement.
Written agreement.
Yeah, have your agreement in place. Make sure it's airtight. Make sure you, of course, it's read by your lawyer, right?
Yeah.
You make sure you are protecting yourself. The other thing to also factor in is, once you're done buying, the other things that comes with the home ownership, which to your point is what results in people having like pains in such relationships, because it's like you said, it's more like you were going for a surgery without having your anesthesia. So you probably didn't factor the fact that once we buy, we have to start making monthly payments to mortgage,
maintenance, insurance, even
right?
like closing the house, the closing costs, other costs that comes with buying a home.
Yeah. So all that needs to be factored in. You need to have that pen down. An agreement needs to be made, and there should be also be penalties for someone defaulting. Right. So
I think I've seen, even things that I've even seen more often, like, being in the real estate business, I've seen even married couples, like, they have issues in their marriage, and one person is the person paying the mortgage, and the other person have completely stopped paying mortgage. Completely. And then, like we are now going our separate ways, and the person is like, oh yeah, now we're going to do 50-50. I'm like, well, the court is not stupid, because especially for married couples, just like what we're saying,
right.
For married couples, the court decides and, it goes through like, okay, like now we want to see like,
evidence of what you've done in the past, the mortgage payments you've done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So imagine you just buying a house with someone that you don't have, like you're not married to, the person's not your common law partner, and then you don't have an agreement, and okay, now the person is not paying mortgage, you're there, your credit score is in line, you have all these debt hanging on your neck, and you're like, okay, where do I go from here? So having conversations, having a written agreement, I think it's first of all important before you start having conversations about even like how much we're going to put down, what have you.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
So again, here's what a successful home buying process looks like for most couples. This is just something that I penned down. Again, first have the money conversation. not just about like how much can we afford, or like no, not just about how much can we afford, or like the monthly payments. I have conversations about like, the ongoing maintenance and like the expenses that follow. I have conversations about like who gets what do you get after
Yeah.
we go our separate ways.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that's very important.
Right. Yeah, the ownership structure is very important. It's very, very important, right? Because that in itself, it's is a biggie, especially when you get equity on that property over time. That will also determine what the sharing factor will be if you decide to sell or if
Yeah.
you decide to go
I
your
think
separate
usually
ways.
the
Yeah.
the equity part is even what creates the problem along the line, because now there's
Right.
money involved, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
Well, if you've enjoyed this conversation, please like, share, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we promise exciting times.
And if you have any story you would like to share, it could be your personal experience, that of a friend that you would like others to learn from, please send such stories in, and we'll be sure to share it on this platform.